How do you handle investor rejection? It can be very frustrating for you to put a lot of energy and effort into your pitch and get to the point when an investor says no. As a startup founder, you should have gotten used to no by now, right? No's is part of the game. It's basically the steps you need to take to get a yes. But let's talk about some very important points you need to take from a rejection. Investors, they are finance or profit-focused entities looking for the best investment to deploy their capital to get the best return. And at that point, your startup might not present the best opportunity to them, right? And then they might pass because of that. It could just be that you may not be speaking to the right investor. You might be at an early stage startup speaking to a growth stage or a later stage investor. There is no alignment there. They don't want to invest in an early stage startup. They are looking for maybe a Series A, maybe a Series B. Number two is that, am I speaking to the right investor in terms of, is this the market they invest in, right? I've seen startup founders pitching to investors that do not invest in fintech. Maybe they invest in renewable energy, and they say, let me pitch to that investor. They will definitely reject you. Look for alignment. Look at your thesis, your investment thesis, and does that align with where you are and what you are doing in your startup? You need to learn from their feedback. If you are speaking to the right investor in the right market and you still get a rejection, you need to learn from the rejection. Right. You also want to have good revenue and also want to have diversified funding options, because rejection, if you focus all your funding option on VC investment, you might get burnt out and you may not be able to get to the necessary milestone before you raise funding. And lastly, do not raise funding when you need it. Prepare to raise funding ahead of time, just so that you can have the necessary preparation, you have the necessary contacts, and you'll be able to learn quickly to understand exactly how and when and who to raise funds from.